Hi, my name is Jillian Watson. I studied abroad in Granada, Spain for fall semester, and I'm majoring in linguistics and Spanish. I did a full immersion program in Granada, so I was going to school with the other Spanish students. And while I was there, I took one class in linguistics and 3 Spanish literature classes, and all of them were pretty much the same as UCSB classes. For the linguistics class, it was kind of cool because it was studying the language in a different language, so you were looking more at the Spanish side of things and different Spanish accents, which was really interesting. I thought the class was easy until the final came around, and then that was pretty difficult. And the tough part about that is most of your grade is based on the final, so that was kind of a bummer. In Spain, for my housing, the very first month that I was there, I was doing the intensive language program. So I was placed in the dorms with all of the other UC students for the program, and so that was nice because I already had a set place to live. But while I was living in the dorms, it was my responsibility to go out and find housing for the rest of my time abroad. So I went out and I found myself an apartment, and I ended up living with 3 other Spanish students. And the only culture shock about living with the Spanish students was they all smoked all the time in the apartment, and so it just smelled like cigarette smoke. But after a while, the cigarette smoke started to smell like home, so that was no big deal. And they also watched TV all the time. I wasn't used to having the TV on that much, but they were a lot of fun to live with. Living in Granada is actually pretty cheap. My rent was only about 150 euros a month, and I only spent about 10 euros a week on food, so everything was really cheap. And my apartment was lucky to have internet, which was also pretty cheap. So yeah, it was actually a lot cheaper than going to UCSB. The biggest thing that I regret while I was in Granada was not making an effort to get to know the students in my class. They were all Spanish students and they had so much knowledge, but I was too shy to reach out and really talk to them. So if I could do it over again, I would be a lot more outgoing and really get to know everybody around me so that I could have a more fulfilling experience. As a tip for going to Granada, I would recommend only speaking Spanish. All of the UC students that you go with, they all know Spanish, so there's really no reason for you to speak English at all. If you get in a rut and you start speaking English to all of your friends, then you're never going to learn Spanish the way you would if you spoke Spanish all the time. So yeah, just keep speaking Spanish and have fun.